Day 168, and I'm full of joy. I'm done with being in a bad mood. I'm done with being sick. I decided I'm done with having pain. I decided I'm done with being sick. And I decided to be in a good mood today. So that's what I'm deciding. And even me having pain and suffering, I do it with a smile today. That was my basic plan. So you want to see the chaos, by the way? So you will see it because I have to close the door. Oh, I can show you the Bosnia main street. Okay, you can't really see it. So you see this mess. I'm a very minimalistic person, but at my grandfather's, we are experiencing chaos, living a lot of people in a small space. So I did do already a video, but then I realized that I was using my real name because I people it's an artist name. So while I was talking, so genius me. I was at the rehabilitation center today because of my pain. They did laser. The doctor I was talking about yesterday, she has some autoimmune diseases. They can't detect what is wrong with her down on her feet. She has some issues, and that's why she was searching a lot. So my whole health doctor's drama is my last 3 videos. So today we're gonna talk about a funny day and how I put myself into the best mood you can't even imagine, because it was just incredible funny. Me just saying I'm done. I woke up, I was in severe pain, and I was so pissed for it because of some email I got from work from this person I just can't stand. And the whole situation was just like, oh my god, I'm just, tired, exhausted, pain, everything. And at that moment I decided I can't I was in my head, I was so focused on getting into a fight with this person, and I was so damn focused. And I'm pretty sure every one of you knows this feeling when you are in your head already having the fight, or already preparing the words you're gonna say, and already preparing yourself in which variation you're gonna say it if something like this comes up. So that's what my brain was constantly doing, and I was like zooming out for a second. I was like, what the hell are you doing? You have so much more going on than to fight with really one of the stupidest people on this planet. So you're not gonna do that. So I sit down and I was listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditation, because that's zooming me out. Don't know what the guy is doing, but oh my god. And I'm not a meditation kind of person. I did a lot of meditations and tried, but it was not my thing. But Dr. Joe, oh my dear Lord, space me out. In the beginning I was always giggling because of the way he was talking, like Dory from Finding Nemo. Oh, the way. But yeah, I couldn't. I was 2 days ago. I was with my mom and my son in the bed, and I said, "Let's try." Just and he zoomed us out, all of us. So a kid, my mom can't even speak English, and me. But in the beginning, I was just giggling because it was so funny. But I don't know what he's doing. But even my mom is really, happy with that. And yeah, so you really, really, really should do his meditations, even if you you find it a little bit strange in the beginning. But something about it, he's out of space. You will know what I mean if you know what I mean. So if you ever experienced him, let me know, because I can't listen to him in shorts and when he's talking in his podcasts, because I'm zooming out when he's talking. I don't know why. I'm just not listening to what he's saying. I have no clue what he's talking about. I'm just, my brain just zooms out. So I don't know if this is his superpower, and I would love to know how you feel if you know him. And so it would be so cool to hear your opinion on that. And so that kept me a little bit sane. And I went to the laser. Then they put these electromagnet things. I will look it up if it helps. I will, if it helps me with my pain, I will look it up and more closely and how it's working and so on, because they explained it in Bosnia, and I couldn't, I don't understand all the medical stuff in my language, so it's hard for me to understand what they're talking about and how this works. But if it works, I can tell you. So they put it down here and it's getting a little bit warm, and when you hit a bone, it is just like somebody's sticking a little needles in you, but this is just like for a second. If he's not doing it proper, it shouldn't hurt at all. It should just be warm, so it's cozy for 20 minutes. The laser is 5 minutes. Then I was sitting in this stupid chair with the water, legs water, hands water, and then they're putting electro impulses through it. And this idiot of this lady that was using this thing, you always, when you start putting the electron, how do you say, the, I'm just missing the electricity into the water, you should be very careful because everybody is experiencing different. And she was like turning it like this on instead of like really, 1, 2, and she was like, and she was putting it on 10. And I jumped out of the seat. Oh my God, what a horrible feeling. I can't even explain that. It's just so damn, so painful, so disgusting. And she was shocked because she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, because everybody's going to 25 and that's not even 10. So I was thinking, low. I said, no, that hurts like hell. And I was so scared to put even my hands again in my legs. And I knew it because I had that already in my rehabilitation center when I had a MS. My MS worst situations. So, but she put it really slow, so I never really experienced that. And then she put it on 2, and I still was feeling it really not nice. So she said, yeah, let's go as slow as you want, but 2, it's really strange because even the old people do have 25. But I say, yeah, because of my MS, I still have sensitivity issues, and I think that's just applying to this situation. And it can also backfire, so it's really being careful with all these kind of stuff because it can make things even worse. And then I was in the most filthiest, disgusting water you can imagine. It's just warm, great water. Sorry, I have to close it again. This is grandfather's. Everything is broken. It's like really, really old windows. I can't even do it. Yeah, I'm gonna be part of this. So now it's done. You see? And the fitness gonna come in to scream at me why I'm so loud. And then you have their over 80-year-old women which are running in circles, and then you get me walk in to this room with all my tattoos, and I was staring at me like I'm an alien, which I probably looked like in this surrounding because everything was just old and filthy, like the surrounding, the walls. It's still not a private clinic, it's from a state clinic, and they have their people who don't have a lot to get rehabilitation there in this part. And the other part, it was more modern and nice and new, but this part was like still old and really, really bad. Really bad. Really, really bad. I can't even tell you that. And I was walking in, and this was like it looked like a toilet. It was brown. It was a brown soup, or just the woman was walking in. The women were also, special, let's say like that, and tried then to talk to me, but I was really feeling so uncomfortable just in the water, and I just didn't know if I'm doing the right thing, to be honest. My mom said, you can stop, but I said, if I'm not trying it, something led me here, so maybe in 5 days I'm just gonna, want to celebrate because it will stop my pain. Who knows? I don't want to let that just pass just because it's this part is disgusting somehow, but maybe this is really magical healing. Who knows? It's not that much. It takes 8 days for me to be then there, just drive there and so on. And my mom made me a steak. She's so nice. And now she made me also some ground beef I had, and some fat trims. I had also some fruits and some dates today. So yeah, and some almonds I did also have because I was in a mood. And my 80% of my food comes from meat, and 20% comes from whatever I'm just want to right now, because my mental state is so much more important. And my mental state today was through the roof. So funny. So when I got in the co-working space, this woman who was really annoying me at work because she doesn't do anything. She's really arrogant as F. I can't stand her energy. She's a vampire. She's just a horrible energy to even look at the screen. And we were in this meeting, in this situation. It was so funny. And even me with all my troubles I'm having, I try to put a smile face on me just to feel better, to make also the people around me feel better. So if other people feel good and start feeling good and see me feeling good, even knowing what I'm going through, it makes them feel good for me. It doesn't, they don't pity me. It gives me more strength because they say, "Oh my God, you look like you're gonna do that. You're gonna make it." And I say, "Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna make it. That's the spirit we're gonna just embrace and try to embrace." And it's so hard. You know that. I think that everybody of you knows that because every one of you, and I'm pretty sure that had suffered something, if it's health or something, you know, this person at my co-working space is going through a horrible divorce and has some financial issues, and he was talking about it. He was so down. He was in a really awful state, and I just could feel his energy, you know. And he knew, we were talking about of the doctors and so on before, and they were recommending also this doctor. So he knew about my situation, and when he saw me just in a good mood and smiling, he was then sitting completely, you know, suffering, and he looked at me and he said, "How the hell can you be that smiling and that happy?" And I said, what else should I do? Should I just sit down and cry? I did that. I did it for the last 2 weeks, but it doesn't help. Now I'm at the state where I just know that everything is gonna click. Everything is gonna be right. Everything is just gonna happen like it's supposed to. I have to go through this. Well, I will, at maybe a few months, maybe a week, maybe even a 1 year later, I will exactly sit there and say, you know, you remember this year when I suffered that much? You know why this happened? Because this situation would not happen without it. Something like that is going to happen because that's always what's happening in life. If you just look at the things in a different kind of view. And if you make yourself just feel as much possible smiling and trying to do it with kind of these meditations, or, you know, just reading jokes or reading a funny book or watching a funny movie or just making something fun with your kids. So I can tell you what else I did why I was in such a good mood. But this guy was like really, he was on the floor. He was on the floor. He's like this big trained guy, and he was on the floor. His whole energy and everything, and so much, you could see his fight and troubles with the financial state, with his divorce and everything. And he was like, you know, asking me that, and I explained this to him, and he was like, I I'm so impressed and so on. And I said, you don't have to be impressed by that. The only thing I can tell you, I at my home have everything, you know, and me being here having less than at home, but having just more time to think and to figure out what makes me feel better. I can tell you, it's not things, it's not financial things, it's nothing that you can buy, it's something you can create from your inside. And even struggling with everything, what's the point? You know, what's the point? We had here so many situations, and don't want to make people now sad because it was really really bad what people here, what happened. But let's say it like that, three people from different kind of families surrounding, not my personal family but from my friend's family, that's so hard what happened to them, and they died because of stuff you can't even imagine. You know, her, I'm gonna tell you because it doesn't make sense. Her father died from, he was with his grandchildren, going with where the grass where you make it short, and the grandchildren were playing there, and one of such a metal thing was get loose out of it, and out of this situation it hit him in his head, and he was dead in front of his grandchildren. Can you imagine that? And her brother at the same, close by, had an aneurysma and just died, very young, just died. And one of her neighbors, so she's suffering a lot and she's such a happy person still, you know, she said, you know, I got through this pain, and I'm fine now, and I try to see the world positive. And one of her neighbors, she was standing there at where the fence is, and the fence had a little metal thing out there, and she slipped on it. Was they don't know what it was, but she slipped and got her head into this thing, and she was dead. So that that sounds like that, but I what is life about? That can happen to every one of us. So if I have something that I'm gonna suffer, or I am suffering from pain, and that's, yeah, that's shitty and everything, but also I can be that, you know. I also imagine that when we were driving to the rehabilitation center, it's so dangerous there because it's really high like this, and they're all dogs, and people were just driving like crazy, and I was like, I'm pretty sure if I'm not gonna I'm not gonna die from my illness. 100% sure I'm gonna die from a car crash, really, because people are just crazy, or I'm gonna die because I'm so clumsy and I'm just gonna hit my head somewhere. I know it's like dark humor, but that's what life is, you know. It can happen so fast, so why put all the energy out and just worrying and being in a bad mood? That was what was going on through my head the last couple of days, so that's why I put me into the situation. So I can tell you, just being that mood, it inspires others to feel also better about their own situation, and that gives you again back strength, you know what I mean? Because if you see a person is suffering, seeing you just trying your best to not suffer, and then they see it from this perspective, you know, who she's going through a lot and she can smile, so I can smile. Then they're smiling, and then you're smiling because they're smiling and you made them smile. And so take it like this. So everything you do with go with a smile through your pain, through everything, and try to be positive. You're gonna inspire others, and they're gonna give it back to you, and then you're gonna be inspired. It's just gonna be a back and forth, and it's gonna be like an explosion of good things. And I inspired my whole co-working space today for something so fun, because this woman, I was really getting in to fight her. I wanted to tell her that she's an incompetent idiot and I'm not gonna work with her anymore because I was so damn angry. You have no idea. And I'm just done with idiots. So I really can't take S anymore. I just can't. I'm just, you know. So I was preparing myself mentally to this fight, and when the situation came up at the meeting, and I was trying just to put myself into a good mood. The whole day I tried everything, you know. I was doing the meditations, I looked at funny videos, I looked at a TED talk. Look at the inspirational TED talks, which are also funny. Look at some funny TED talks, then you're learning something, you feel very useful, and they're very short, like 10 minutes, and you will learn something. So I watched some of that, and it put me in kind of a good mood before the meeting. And she was during this phase like the whole meeting, like, you know, like, no baby, no, 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 not with me today, I'm done with these things, you know. And I was like, but if I fight her, then she's gonna fight back, then I have to fight back, then I'm gonna back and forth, and it's just gonna take a lot of energy. So no. And she was making me crazy while she was talking about how the way she was looking and so on. So I decided to make a post-it. I made a smiley on the post-it, and I just covered her face on my laptop with the post-it and smiling. And it was so funny. It was so funny because she was talking the whole time. I was just giggling and giggling. I couldn't stop. I was like, you know, sitting in front of the TV, and I was crying, and my tears got up, and I was on mute. And the whole co-working space then saw it, and they were crying and screaming. Yeah, thankfully I was on mute because they were just screaming. Look what she did, check what she did. We have to copy that, oh my god. And she thought I'm agreeing with her nonsense she's putting in out there, and she was like, oh yeah, look, she's agreeing with me, you know, because the our boss said to her that while she was gone on holidays, the others did a better job than she did, so he took away her task because she's an incompetent idiot. And I told him also that, and I don't know why he's still, you know, giving her around. It's just insane. We're just paying people to do nothing. And I'm just done with that. I'm so done with that. I'm pointing now these things out, and if they change, great. If not, you know, I'm giving you already 5 chances. 5 chances, and I'm really patient But now my patience is just gone. So she was like, that I was giggling, and she was thinking that I'm agreeing with her that he's in the wrong. She was like, oh look, she's my just unmute my headset, and I was like, definitely not. it's, I'm not giggling because of you, and I just muted myself. And she was so confused because that's not the way I'm talking. I'm just very direct and talkative, but in this meeting I just didn't talk. I was just laughing the whole time, and she just saw my face just giggling because I had my camera on purpose. And it was so much more fun than fighting with her. It was so much more fun, believe me, to even listen to her voice, and before also to her face when she saw me the first time giggling before I covered her face. And every time she was then talking, and then she said, it's okay that he took away this part of her because now she has time to focus on something more important. And I just couldn't. And my colleague, we at the same time did have to click our cameras off because we were lying on the floor. This woman is doing absolutely nothing. And when she said that, she made my day. So I made out something so positive and funny today out of one of the worst situations I've been in since my drama with the team lead. And I'm pretty sure he how do you say that, he fired himself, no, how do you say that, he quit his job. I'm not sure, but we're gonna know tomorrow. He said he's had to talk to us, and we know he talked to the boss today. He was taking away his position and degrade him, and I'm pretty sure his ego is not gonna take that, so we're gonna see how this goes. Maybe this all goes to she with this whole situation, but I'm so open to it. And I know that the path, whatever happens, it's meant to be. Everything is meant to be. And I know in 1 year I'm going to sit here with you guys and we're going to laugh about that. And we're going to say, you remember 1 year ago? Look at this video. Because you know what the purpose of this situation was? Now I'm sitting here and having something amazing and something great is happening because of that. So that's what's going to happen. Swear to God, that's what's going to happen. And so I can tell you, this whole Joe Dispenza meditation thing, putting yourself in a funny situation, make every worst situation in your life, make it funny. Try to make it funny. Even me now being in a worst health situation where everybody around just thinks I'm going crazy, which I do understand. They were like, what the hell are you? How can you smile at that? And I'm like, what should I do else? What should I cry? Why not? Let's make it out fun. Tell me right or a joke. And to make it fun, it makes yourself just lift yourself up. And so that part, and funny, and just having some moments. And I subscribed to a yoga anatomy course because I love certificates. I'm a document person. I love to have certificates, and I'm like the worst person when it comes to yoga. I can't even touch my feet, but now I was convinced I just want to have a certificate in maybe yoga or meditation to be a teacher, but I don't want to teach. I just want to have a certificate. And that was my view on that. So I just spontaneously booked a 3-day course in real for it's 200 hours to be a yoga teacher, and it's one of the modules. So I was taking this one module just to see how it goes and if it's fun. Nobody can take away from you what you learn. That's why for me education is one of the most important things for everything, and you can have it for free, on YouTube and everything. And Udemy, I think it's called. So there are a lot of things which you can have for free. Also on LinkedIn there are free courses for everything basically. So just learning something new, it's fun, and that's keeping me sane, and just having a little bit of fun experimenting and focusing my mind on something else than just my pain. And it helps. You're just focusing it on funny moments with the family, being outside, having a baby surrounding me from family, and just playing with her, giving her my energy, which was so grounding, being with her on outside, putting her on the grass, and they were just keeping her inside the apartment the whole time. And just having this baby just, playing with the grass, trying to eat the grass, and everybody's, oh my gosh, she's trying to eat grass. And I said, what's gonna happen? She's gonna die? I look at her, not to eat stones or something, but even if she puts the grass in her mouth, she's not gonna die from it. So chill out, guys. And the baby was so chilled out, and they all said, okay, they never saw a baby so chilled out with a person. And I say, yeah, you know, sometimes it's just your energy, and you see it with kids and you see it with dogs. When your energy is just calming down, you see it at the kids and babies especially. It's just, as soon as somebody that's stressed out takes the baby, you see it. You literally see the energy waves going around them, which is just hectic. It's like looking at Flash, you know, just and you see then the baby just going, you know, having this reaction, and then start crying. So everything is about energy, really, and your own energy, and how to make it look better and prettier and just funnier, and to look, I think, in a positive way, because I'm just done with the whole crying situation. I'm just done. I'm trying my best not to get this road anymore, and I have now a lot of information, and everything was happen it's gonna happen. So trying not to go to the gym. It's so damn hot. Ow. And yeah, should also clean this mess up. Look at this. It's really bad. I live like a filthy little person here at my grandfather's, and I'm such a princess. My mom is driving me everywhere because I can't drive here. I'm so scared of driving here in my country, and my mom is cooking for me and my grandfather. So my son is happy because he can also just go out and go play some video games with his friends. So yeah, I'm not doing the best job in being a good daughter and mom, but we're getting there. We're getting there back until, you know, we're getting there. We will come there. And yeah, so um did I also already say that I'm focusing on 70 to 80% meat? That's my focus, and everything else is my enjoyment. My mental state is so much better just knowing that I focus on meat. I try to eat as much meat as possible the whole day, and everything else, if I'm in a mood, I'm gonna eat it, I'm gonna take it. I don't care about anything anymore, about that part, because that's giving me joy. It's giving me easiness. It doesn't restrict me. Today I had just fruits because I was in a mood. And the fruits here doesn't make me suffer like in Austria, as I told you in the last video. It's just insanity. It's insanity. It's something completely different. Even the even the taste of the fruit, it tastes like a fruit should taste, you know, especially seasonal things. And it has nothing to do with this perfect looking shop she. We should speak a little bit more nicely, you know, in Austria. So yeah, a lot is going on in a good way. So let's make us feel good. What do you think? How do you make yourself look, you know, fun? Or what was a funny situation that you have? And just make us all smile a little bit by reading, hopefully, some funny comments as well. So see you tomorrow as always.